The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered! You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
What's up, guys? Happy Primetime Thursday. Dave Sharapan, Matt Perrault. We are live on our YouTube channel at Boston versus the Book and on Twitter X if you guys are watching on the replay on Sports Grid TV or on SiriusXM listening. Try the live show sometime. Come on over. Go check it out on YouTube. Come join us in the chat. Be a part of the brigade. You may have some fun doing some. Might meet a friend. Who knows? We got brigade members meeting up all over the country. You could be fantastic. We have a bunch of stuff to get to, Dave. How are you today? We think Joe Brennan's going to jump in. We don't know when. We think he's coming in, but it's a primetime Thursday for us, presented by Prime Sportsbook.
It is. We just hope that Joe joins us. Vegas may have gotten Joe. All right. This G2E week is a lot of listening.
Yeah.
It's a lot of learning. And it's a lot of caca.
And it's a lot of late nights for you.
I didn't get home till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Woo!
I had a long night, late night meeting. You got to wait. The Knights played last night. So, a lot of people chose to go to the Knights game. I'll meet you after the Knights game. Oh, okay. Sure. No problem. That will be great. 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, hanging out in the book, watching the replays of the Mets winning. Lindor's homer. What a moment that was in baseball. The Dodgers found a way to win a bullpen game by pitching a shutout. Nothing makes any sense. Nothing makes any sense in the baseball. But, yeah, man, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. The rundown is filled. It's great. The room is filling up. That's great. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. My favorite thing about today is that we got people listening to this show in places I didn't know about.
Oh,
and I found out a new one yesterday as I dropped off a couple hats. Guys, I apologize for the hat questions. I got the admin team on my ass. I'm getting to the hats after this week. We got the Steelers coming to town.
Right.
We got a big party down at the circuit tomorrow with Steeler fans. They'd love me for me to come. I said, oh, okay. Yeah, just put that in the schedule. Literally, I'm going to get the divorce papers this week, the way this is going. And Penn State's playing USC on Saturday in L.A.
Corbin, you're true. It's true. Baseball made sense. It wouldn't be the most romantic sport to watch. That is true.
Man, I got to find this kid. We got a list of stuff we got to get to, me and Corbin. We got a big project coming up.
Good. I'm wearing the Tampa Bay hat today because I got friends who are in the path of Milton. It's been watching their posts on social media, watching Facebook videos and Instagram posts and whatnot. I got college buddies of mine who one guy's a property manager where a bunch of his property is underwater. A bunch of his property has been just ripped apart by Milton. And speaking of getting ripped apart, I mean, this is brutal. It ripped off the roof of Tropicana Field. So 115 mile per hour winds, that's what they built the roof to withstand. So that means the wind gusts were over 115 miles per hour in Tampa, that's inland. That's not like on the water. That's inland for Tampa Bay for the Tropicana Field folks, and that's gone. And then you got Raymond James Stadium, which is supposed to host a game in 11 days underwater, but it sounds like it was mostly cosmetic issues that happened at Raymond James Stadium and for their practice facility as well for the Bucks. So just a tough time for everybody down in Florida, everybody who's in the path of the hurricane. Just want to say we're thinking about you guys. It sucks. Hopefully, if there's anybody in the brigade, you guys need anything, reach out to us, the brigade. Let's see if we can figure out ways of getting you whatever you might need, because there's a lot of people, Dave, down there without power.
It's crazy. It's been one of those weeks where, Jess's family is down there in Tampa, and they left, and Some of them left, some of them stayed. We're watching it live. They were in their living room, the ones that stayed, and watching the shutter get blown off the door, the storm shutters and stuff, like crazy stuff. And, people's houses getting flooded. Like, and other people are listening to the show, like our friend Jackie. She's on the Twitter. She's a Cleveland, originally from Cleveland, but she lives down there. And she left and went to Pittsburgh. The only place to go was Pittsburgh. So she reached out on the socials. Matt is at Sports Talk Matt. I'm at Sports BK Consig. The show is at Boston versus the Book. And she's sitting in a hotel in Pittsburgh listening to us to just kind of chill out, because this is one of those things that, a lot of times in these situations, you gravitate towards something that you can just, what it is, and it's comfort. So we appreciate that there are people doing that and listening and watching and commenting. And we got a bunch of really good people in the brigade in the chat that will, I think make you feel good and respond and different things like that. So anyone that's got water issues, and I mean, Merges and I were talking yesterday. He's down there. His house somehow didn't get the flooded, but he's out driving around helping neighbors and stuff get to different things. I can't imagine. I mean, I cannot imagine like just waiting to see if your house is standing, if it's flooded, if it's this, if it's that. It makes, like, talking about sports really puts it in its place.
Yeah. I mean, this is real life we're talking about. This is real problems. Have you ever been through a hurricane?
One time we were in Ocean City, Maryland, and we just hung out in the hotel. We didn't know what to do. We were just kind of waiting, and the wind, I will never forget the sound of the wind. The rain and all the other stuff, like, that's fine. It's that wind that gets me. You?
Well, I lived through Hurricane Gloria as a kid. It's one of the few hurricanes ever to hit New England. And I remember an old tree fell through my neighbor's house, split it in half. So like you walked outside and you could see into their kitchen. It was like, whoa, that's not supposed to be like that. So that was like the first time I realized like what a hurricane can do. And everybody had kind of hunkered down and whatnot, but like I didn't hear it until I walked outside, because the wind, like you talked about, was so loud. But after it was over, everybody was like, oh no. Like it took them literally years to rebuild the house. Like it was really bad. To cut the thing down took like 2 months, because it was a huge oak tree that fell straight through their house, split it in half. So that was as a kid, that was the first time I realized like Mother Nature's a bitch and don't fuck with her, because you can get real problems with it. And then when I was in Alabama, I got Katrina. Now I didn't get Katrina like New Orleans got Katrina. But Ivan and Katrina, actually there's two. Ivan and Katrina were the two ones I lived through in Alabama. And both those were tropical storm force winds. That was 75 to 100 mile per hour winds that came through and caused all sorts of damage. It's really the rain that's the problem, because it softens the ground so much that then the wind comes in and just takes the trees down. And when the trees go down, that's when your power lines go down. So it's just like this awful waterfall of domino effect that happens when it comes to tropical storms and hurricanes. And they just had a Hurricane Helene just went through that region. So like there's people, like all that debris from Helene, it all became projectiles. Like those were missiles flying around. So bad to worse down there.
I don't really remember ever having one in Pittsburgh. There was one time where I guess it was a tropical storm that came through, but it was remnants of it by the time it goes through there. I don't know, maybe it was a tornado, but I remember all the fallen trees and shrubbery all over the place. Like we were picking up stuff for days at the house. And then, one thing I lived through was in West Virginia was when the hurricane, when I transferred there in 2018, I can't remember what hurricane it was, but it came up and flooded the river and everybody had to evacuate. Like evacuating is just a weird, like you can't stay here. Well, where do we go? Well, I don't know.
Right.
But you can't stay here because things could get really bad. And if you're here, there's going to be a problem. And then that like uneasy feeling of, I just moved there like 2 weeks before. I didn't even have a car. Like, just go to a hotel up on the hill. I'm like, okay.
Have you ever been in the vicinity of a really big tornado?
Like in the vicinity, like a few miles
like
away.
You hear it, like you can hear it.
No.
So that's what supposedly, I mean, I saw pictures yesterday, but what really hurt people during the hurricane yesterday, it actually wasn't the wind or the rain. It was tornadoes dropped down and they killed.
On top of the hurricanes? Tornadoes just.
Well, it popped up inside of the hurricane. Tornadoes were spurred from hurricane winds. It turned into tornadoes. And so that killed multiple people yesterday because while they're hunkered down trying to survive the wind and the rain and everything else, the lightning, here come tornadoes. I was driving on I-80 from Birmingham to Alabama. I think I may have told the story before, but
Birmingham to Alabama?
Sorry, Birmingham to Huntsville, excuse me, in Alabama. Sorry. Okay. So Birmingham up I-80, it's an hour and a half drive.
Okay.
And my news director, a guy named Marty Broman, who has passed away, but he called me. He said, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm coming back from Tuscaloosa." He goes, "No, where are you?" I said, I think I was like 20 minutes south of Coleman. He was like, "Stop." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "There's an F5 tornado literally half a mile from you. Go." And this is back when they actually thought that being under an overpass was the right place to be. They have since changed that. But at the time, it was get out of your car and go find an overpass and get under it. And I went under it. And the thing was a half a mile away from me. And it literally sounded like a freight train from hell. It was the loudest sounding, craziest. I was like literally shaking, scared. And so then I got up, got back in my car and got back on the highway and drove. And literally there was, you know how some highways in the South, I don't know if you've seen it, but the highways in the South, they're tree lined.
Yeah.
There was a two football field wide gap where it had gone through and crossed the highway. It just ripped like literally you could see the trail of where it went a half a mile away from me.
Wow.
That was the most scared I had ever been. I felt like I was in the movie Twister. I was like, now they've changed it. Now they say, don't get out of your car. Now they say, stay in your car, because if it picks you up and throws you, the cars are safe enough that you might survive in the car. If you get sucked out through the vacuum suction of the tornado, if you're not in your car and you're up by the overpass where you're supposed to be like that T area, if you get sucked out, yeah, right. Exactly. Yes. Don't go. Yes. But that was back in the day. That was actually what they told you to do. Now it's the other way around. Now it's like, don't get out of your car. But then that was a recommendation, because you get sucked out, you're dead. Like you're not surviving that. Like you're being thrown hundreds of feet in the air. You're dead.
It is the strangest feeling. And this has been the weather portion of the show,
yes,
boys and girls. Thank you for that. Kylie and I were driving to LA for the All-Star game a few years ago.
Oh, I remember this.
And we were in the car, and all of a sudden one of those things, haboobs, came up, which is like the desert type of tornado thing or whatever. And the car was being blown from the right lane to the left lane. And she's looking down at her phone, and I am gripping the wheel.
White knuckle it.
I'm checking to see if I shat myself. I was like, why is the car moving? I'm not doing anything. The brake is being pressed right, and I'm moving. I'm being blown across. And Kylie's like, "What's wrong?" I said, "Nothing. Don't say a word. I don't know." And that feeling of you're not in control of anything at that point is alarming.
TJ, do you remember the story? I told you this story. I was hanging with you when this happened, when I was in Huntsville. See, this is the Alabama. Oh. Get out of the car and in a ditch. That's the old way, TJ. That's not the new way. The new way is stay in your car.
Man.
The old way was get out of your car and get into a flat area or get under an overpass. That's the old school. New school, TJ, is don't do that. New school is stay in your car. So there's still
you're a desert guy now. I don't know.
Oh, I can't believe that's the thing. I saw somebody post that the other day. I mean, it was yesterday during the hurricane or something. And it was a woman that said, "Look, I'm from the East Coast, but I got to say this, living in Las Vegas means, yes, it's hot. Yes, we can have certain things that pop up, but we don't really deal with flooding. We don't deal with earthquakes. We don't really deal with tornadoes, and we don't ever have hurricanes.
Once every 5 years, we get a really hard rain where like it's maybe flooding on your street or it floods down on the strip or something.
Yeah.
And then, it snows every year. I mean, at least
once in a while. Yeah.
Whatever. It's
half
cool.
an inch. It's nothing.
But I mean, I took bets during an earthquake. So it's happened like once every 10 years.
And it's like a rumble. It's nothing serious.
I mean, it shook the house a little. I mean, we were here once when it happened, but it's nothing. Like we are kind of isolated from all that stuff.
We don't deal with it. I am too.
I'm fine.
We are in a stretch of days. If you look at the forecast here in Las Vegas,
holy crap.
The next 17 days of sun and mid 80s.
Yep.
Like sun.
That's our 2 weeks of transition.
Look at that. No, it was no 11. I left in 11. Oh, yeah, he remembers. Oh, that was Alabama, though. That was Tuscaloosa, TJ. That was when Alabama, the school got hit, right? On to April of 2011. Yeah, that was the most devastating tornado in Tuscaloosa history.
Oh my!
That was an F5 that went down, literally like down Main Street, like it ruined Tuscaloosa. Bad. Yeah, that sucks. Now I remember I was gone April in 2011. I wasn't there anymore. I left in 2004, but I remember that vividly. That sucked. Yeah, tornadoes are the worst. I mean, because we get tornadoes every once in a while, like I don't know, once every 5-6 years you hear of one that touches down, but really it doesn't. Like we get dust devils, like we get things in the middle of the desert that just like spin up that isn't really all that dangerous. I hated hurricanes. For me, were predictable, and I was like, if you die in a hurricane, I've always said this, if you die in a hurricane, chances are you stayed in a place that they told you days in advance to leave. Like you chose to stay. Tornadoes, who the hell knows? It drops on your head from nowhere. Like you don't have any warning. You don't have any real knowledge. You're just like driving along in the rain. And then all of a sudden, like this thing falls on your head. I hate tornadoes. They scared in Alabama, Iowa, and Nebraska. I'll never forget the first time I woke up when I moved to Omaha, middle of the night, got woken up by the siren, by the tornado siren. And I remember calling a friend of mine. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And like, it's a tornado siren. I was like, a tornado siren? Like, what do you mean? They're like, yeah. Where are you living? I was in a big loft. Like, I'm in a loft right now, a loft apartment. They're like, you're fine. It's a gigantic brick building. You're good. It's like, but is this normal? They're like, yeah, get used to it. This is like our sound. Like every time this is very typical in the months of, March to August to September. Get used to hearing sirens. They're scary.
I was in Columbus with Brother Doug at the Memorial Tournament.
Yeah.
And that siren got everybody off the golf course. And I'm like, he goes, we got to go. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, everybody's leaving. We got to go. If this thing comes this way and hits, it's going to be bad. We got to go.
Exposed.
There's going to be traffic. We've got nowhere to go. We got to get out of here. And I didn't realize the gravity and the seriousness of it because I didn't live there.
Right.
And I had been down in Curacao living in the Caribbean. I was like,
tornado, what's that? Yeah.
It's out of where the ABC Islands are out of the hurricane path and all this other stuff. It's a very dry, desert, arid climate. Barely, rains there. Like, I mean, it rains hard and then it stops.
Right.
So I was out of weather being a part of my life other than good weather after I left Pittsburgh. And then I gravitated back toward that and lived through one winter and stuff. And I was like, nah, bro, this ain't for me. I got to go. Ended up in a desert. Desert's fine. It gets hot. I'm good.
Oh, as I said, 17 consecutive days right now of sunshine. Like you can't knock it.
It's not going to be 100 though. That's it.
Nope, we're done. Yeah, we're done. Thank goodness. It's going to be next Thursday and Friday is going to be cold. Like 48 degree low.
Lows.
That's cold.
Yeah. Oh, believe me.
48 is
cold.
cold.
From 100 to 50.
That's cold.
That's like, hello.
It's going to shock the kids next Thursday and Friday when they go to school. It's going to be like 48, 50 degrees. That's high of 78. And then it goes back up to 85, 86 after that. So,
right.
So, yeah, guys, reach out to us. Reach out to your fellow brigade member.
Yes.
If you've got some stuff going on, you need help any way we can do. I know we're in Vegas and people aren't really down in that region, but if they are, I know I don't mean to overlook North Carolina and South Carolina. There's guys in the chat who are posting about their property that has been destroyed from Helene. And absolutely, my heart goes out to you guys as well. And that sucks. I mean, it's just rain and destruction, and there's folks in the mountain regions of Appalachia that might not recover for years. So not great, but if we can do anything for you guys, please don't hesitate to reach out. All right, what happened last night? I'm going to start with the Tigers for Daniel G and the boys in Detroit, because there's a lot of good stuff to talk about. But Tigers are 1 win away from the American League Championship Series. They blanked the Guardians 3-0 yesterday. Amazing pitching performance.
Amazing.
Just I didn't think they were going to be able to do it. They did it. Guardians got BB going today. They got their ace going today, basically. Tigers, we don't know. Dodgers did it yesterday. Can the Tigers do it today? Can they win a bullpen game?
I think so. But I mean, I got the Cleveland hat too. I don't know, for you Cleveland guys, girls, I should put the Cleveland hat on because it might be the last time we wear it. I mean, that's not a bad idea. This is going to consume my entire day today. There's a football game tonight, Monday night or Thursday night football, whatever.
Yeah, what day is it?
I'll be watching this. I cannot wait. Cleveland's a favorite. Same situation as last night with the Phillies and the Mets. The Phillies were favored. I understand why the number is what it is, but this would be one of those ones where I would be standing on a table going, it's not June. Okay? It's right now. This team with momentum is playing and finding ways to win games. They throw a shutout yesterday too. Come on. I don't know. This is going to be great. Under again. Although you see the total.
Pretty high.
This game's 6.5.
It's high for this series.
6.5 is high. You're high.
For this series.
Are you high?
No, but this series is high.
Check.
I mean, look at the series. I mean, 3-0, 1-0, right?
Yeah.
And
Scooball was 1-0.
1-0, 3-0, and
what was the first game?
Oh, and 7-0, right? And
the first game, Cleveland shut them out. Yeah.
Yeah, 7-0, 1-0, 3-0. I mean, this is.
Give the boys and girls a poll right now. Vote on this game. Because yesterday, I think we got more Tigers votes.
No, it was Guardians.
Was it?
Yeah, I think Guardians came in yesterday because of who they were throwing.
Well, I don't know. This is one of those ones for the baseball heads. Put a poll up because the game starts at 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern, the first of 2 American League games that are going to decide the future of who's going to play in the World Series. One of these 2 teams, Cleveland and Detroit, is going to play for the right to go. I'll vote right now. Bam. Go vote. If you're watching the show live, again, that's the benefit of watching the show live. It's very interactive. We welcome your opinion, right or wrong. We got some great wrenches in there monitoring the chat. Just don't be a jag-off. Get in there and talk. It's great.
Yankees up 2-1. Game-winning solo shot by Mike Stanton over the Royals.
Damn it.
Sitting pretty with Cole today.
Damn it.
A chance to end the series.
This was the why. They had to have that one yesterday because now it sets up the Yankees and Cole is going. They got their ace. This is why the 1 seed is worthwhile. The rest is good.
Mm-hmm.
All of that. This is set up perfect. Perfect. It hurts to say it for the Yankees to win it. Damn it. Are they going to win? Please.
Yes.
Come on, one time. One time, Royals. One time. No?
Not against Cole.
No?
I mean, it's just tough. In my mind, it's tough. God, I hate that hat. Ugh.
I'm wearing the Yankee stuff I'm going to try to put it on them today, boys. I'm going to wear all the Yankee stuff. I might wear the Yankee stuff on the football show later if they come at me. I'm going to say, look, man, come on, bro.
Crapduster. Pop it in early, going to Dallas to watch Texas beat the hell out of the trash in Oklahoma.
Wow.
That's cool. Enjoy that.
_Duster 007. Thank you for popping in there.
Red River
guy's hats.
Rivalry. We'll do a lot of that tomorrow.
Are they still calling that?
That's what it's called. Red River Rivalry. Yeah.
Right.
Used to be a shootout.
They're changing everything in college
they changed the shootout. They can't call it the shootout anymore.
Right.
River shootout used to be.
R cubed. Red River Rivalry.
Yep. So that's what that. I enjoyed that. It's be fun.
Come on, Royals.
They can
win it for JC.
They can win. No, there's no debate that they can win, but they need timely hitting. And the Yankees got the hit that the Royals did not yesterday.
Stanton can't even walk to first base.
Nobody can rip a ball to left.
He crushed that ball.
He can rip a ball to left.
So it was on air, and as soon as he hit it, I was like, well, that's over.
Yep.
And Bobby Witt got on, and they couldn't get another hit. Like the Royals got an opportunity, and I thought, oh, God, if they tie this game, they're winning this game. And they couldn't tie it. And then we were talking about the line for today. I'm like, you might as well make the Yankees minus 200. I was so discouraged last night for the Royals. Bummer.
It's tough.
Under again.
Fair. Yeah.
Under again.
Under
you
again.
need to play, just play the under. 7.5. There's 8s available. I mean, what are you looking
scored
at?
So many runs at home. JPC, that's a joke, right? You're kidding, right?
Oh, man.
Royals offense didn't score so many runs anywhere.
Stay humble, JPC. Stay humble, Claire Chick. We got to get one more, Daniel G.
Oh, I tell you what, you better win today, Tiger.
Got to get one more, 313.
Better win today. You don't want to go back to You don't want to go to Cleveland. You don't want to go to Cleveland game 5. Like, just saying, you don't want to go to Cleveland. That's really Guardians prices have never been better right now.
Oh, they are alarmingly.
If you want to get involved, if you just have some extra, if you have some extra dough that you want to just potentially let on fire, it may not be a bad idea to take the Guardians for everything. In the series, in the American League Championship, in the World Series, the numbers are insane right now for the Guardians.
And if you guys are going to end up watching this on the replay or listening later, driving across the country or wherever you're at, those prices that you're hearing about right now will be not available if Cleveland wins. They will never be available again.
Are they throwing Scooble in game 5?
Oh, yeah.
What, 3 days rest?
No. Regular rest. Oh, what's coming. That's what I mean. Slow your roll. It's okay. I want them to win. I don't want to use Scooble.
Right? He pitched game 2, right?
Yeah. Yeah, game 2 in Cleveland.
That's fine. Why are we breaking
off today?
Why are we having days off when we're not changing?
Why? Because that's how you play baseball. You give the teams their.
But we're going to pack it all in together. Not when if we're changing venues, fine. But if we're not changing venues, why are we taking days off?
It's game 4 in Detroit, then they go back to Cleveland.
And that was 5 days ago between game 5 and game 2.
Game 5 and game 2 will be on regular rest. Yeah. Yeah, baby.
Wow.
Travel days allow for 5 days. But I don't want to use Scooble if I'm Detroit. We win today. We use Scooble game 1 for the Yankees or the Royals. Or in game 4 for the Yankees.
I'm sorry. I'm
game 7.
I've been dead wrong a lot in baseball, but I cannot. The Tigers beating the Yankees in a 7-game series.
Oh, say it again.
Cannot happen.
Oh, say it again.
It cannot happen.
Why?
I'm sorry. It cannot happen.
For the people.
Because you're going so deep into the Tigers pitching staff that you're going to blow through so many of these arms, all high leverage situations.
Crazy, baby.
Up against 3 bats, Soto, Judge, and Stanton.
Strikeout.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Bam.
In a 5-game series, different story. 7-game series, I ain't seeing that. That's
bam.
What's that number gonna be? Minus 300? What are the Yankees against Tigers? Astronomical if it's Tigers.
It's very
Yankees.
different. It's very, very different if the Tigers have to use Scooble in a game 5 situation than it is if not. He's that good. He's that good.
Oh no, I agree. He can win 2 games, maybe 3. Look, I love it. I'd love to see the Tigers beat the Yankees.
Take down the Yankees. I mean, seriously. What are you're actually rooting for the Yankees?
No.
What the hell happened to you? Where's your
I'm not rooting for the Yankees. I'm just talking about just in terms of my eyes in what I have seen here. Like, the Tigers are magic. There's no debating it. What's gone on for the Tigers for the last 4 months has been truly what makes baseball incredible.
Right.
It's wild.
Yes.
It's just at some point the magic runs out. At some point you don't get the hit. At some point you go too deep and someone in that bullpen gets lit up for 5 runs, 6 runs. And it's just, you just get destroyed. Like, you see it. You see what happens in 7-game series. It's why this round should be 7 games. It's way harder to win a 7-game series than it is a 5-game or a 3-game Those extra 2 games are dramatic.
The 5-game series is harder to win for the favorite.
It's just harder, period, to win.
Well,
It's just,
I think it's easier. The
it's
dog
easier
has
for the
an
dog to
advantage.
win. Absolutely. Yes. It
Right,
puts
the
it
dog
puts the
has an
better
advantage.
team at a disadvantage because they have to be good out of the gate. They can't lose game 1. Lose game 1, you're really up against it. And so you have a team that needs to win 2 of the next 4. And generally that can happen in baseball. Winning that 4th game is always the hardest. Everyone says that. Winning that 4th game in a best of 7 is so damn hard. Whether it be game 7, game 6, game 5, or game 4. Winning that 4th game is really hard.
I swear. Just win today. It'll set up perfectly. Somebody's got to take down the evil empire. It might as well be the Tigers.
It ain't that evil and ain't that empire-ish anymore either.
Oh,
2009 was a long time ago.
I know, but I can't.
Ain't that empire-ish?
I can't take it.
It's a limping.
I don't want to hear
it's a limping like an empire with with a cane.
I mean, I want the Royals to win tonight.
Hitching their giddy up.
Get one. Walker. Let's go.
Yeah,
Need you tonight to be Walker. I need 6 good. 6 good.
Can't see it. I just can't see. He's got the Yankee hat on. Hi, Michael B.
Hi, Michael.
What's going on?
I'm trying to jinx him all I can.
Daniel G. What are you talking about? This
Whoa!
is just
stop. Daniel, ship it.
When's the last time Detroit has played for a championship?
Don't even bring it
tell
up.
me.
They were in the NFC Championship
No,
against
when's the
the
last
Niners,
time
and they lost it.
An actual not championship round. When's the last time a Detroit team played for an actual Big 4 championship?
Now you've done it.
Tell me when's the last time? When's the last time?
They're trying to bring us to the 3-1-3.
I love that. I don't care. I'm just asking a serious question. When is the last time, not Michigan, that's a different story. Michigan's Ann Arbor, it's not you, Detroit. When's the last time? 2012. 12? That's, the 04 World Series was the last time 20 years ago? So can we please not talk about walking over anyone, okay? Like, this is the playoffs. This is real. This is arguably the most cursed city in all of American sports. So, like, can we not?
Minnesota. It's Minnesota.
I mean, at least the Timberwolves have been, like, somewhat relevant recently. Like,
the Red Wings. The Red Wings won Stanley Cups.
So 08. All right. So 08 was the last time they. So that was nearly 20 years ago, guys. That was 16 years ago. So
a lot has happened since then.
A long time ago. Since 08, you want to count championships for the Patriots and the Red Sox and the Bruins and the Celtics?
Here we go. We're not comparing. It's not a measuring contest.
I wouldn't even do this. The Yankees shouldn't say about walking over anybody. Like, you can't say you're going to walk over anybody when your team was picked to be one of the worst in baseball. Like, you weren't walking over anybody. Like, it's great. It's an awesome wave of emotion and a wave of momentum. Absolutely, Roger Long. They're riding it high. But there's no walking over anybody. Like, let's not get this cocky, please, okay? You guys were cocky at halftime last year against the Niners, and you put both hands around your throat, and you squeezed and literally took your own throat out, okay? So, like, you were talking, I saw it on Twitter, big guys. I saw all you Detroit people. You were planning your trip to Vegas.
I love Detroit.
You guys were all into it.
I love Detroit.
Fine, but you guys were all into it last halftime of that
we'll come to his
championship
show.
series.
I'll leave him at home.
100%.
I'll leave him at home. He won't come.
And then what happened?
Why are you doing this?
And what happened? I'm just pointing it out. You can't, as a Tiger fan, you can't say this. When Red Sox fans, we were down 0-3 to the Yankees. We won game 1. Yeah, but we won game 2. We won game 3. Game 6. Literally all of us in game 7 were, oh my God, Lucy, you're going to do this to us. We're going to fall flat on our back and break our back. It's going to be so painful. And then Johnny Damon hit a grand slam.
That was fun.
And then we went
joyous.
We're going to do this. This is crazy. We're going to do this. I'll never forget the home run to right field. Laser beam. Johnny Damon. Bang. It was like, oh, Derek Lowe's going to win a game 7. We're going to win game 7. We're going to win game 7. And this is going to be the greatest choke in the history of sports. I would love to see the Yankees go down to the Tigers. I would love it.
Thank you.
I mean, how much money is Mike Stanton making this year? More than the whole Tiger team.
You just won't call him by his name. The man's name is Giancarlo.
No, it's Mike. So he wanted to be called Mike. He's Mike Stanton. So I'm calling him what he told us all to call him. He's Mike Stanton. So Mike goes thumbs up, and what's his salary? $40 million. He's more than the whole team.
What does it matter?
I would be in love with the Tigers beating the Yankees.
Thank you.
Just can't talk trash. You just can't talk
trash. Not yet. You got to beat Cleveland first. You got to beat Cleveland. Let's focus on Cleveland.
Fair.
They ain't been playing the Yankees.
So we were all down yesterday at the Venetian. We were all in the Yahoo Sports book down there, all Philly fans. I don't know how in the world that turned into a Philly bar, but it turned into a Philly bar. And I'm standing with a couple of Philly fans, and its space is loaded. And I'm looking around, and I'm like, uh-oh, it's Lindor. And every Philly fan, it's 1-0 Philadelphia in a must-win situation. Bases loaded. The guy other than Shohei Ohtani, the one guy you would not want at the plate, it's Francisco Lindor. And the guy fucking did it. He hit a grand slam.
What a moment.
What a moment. Off the bat, no doubt, bomb, grand slam. It's the first postseason grand slam in 25 years for the Mets. And they're back in the NLCS for the first time since 2015. They were 22-33 in May. It's unbelievable.
OMG. That was awesome. I was driving and caught it on the radio, and I was like, did that really just happen? And I got home and watched it again and again and again. And I just, listen, man, there's magic moments in baseball. That was one of them.
Oh,
I love Lindor when he was with Cleveland, and I like him. I still love him, but he's just he's a generational player, and he's having, most of the time, it's a lot of joy when he's playing. Just a fun guy. And
anybody but him, though. Anybody, if the Phillies, anybody but him. You can't. You just walk him, tie the game, like just anybody but him.
Yeah, he tried to get the fastball by him, and there was no getting by anything. And I mean, he ran around the bases humble, like he just ran around the bases. There was no pimping, there was no nothing. Like, did I just do that?
It was the 6th inning. You can't really pimp it. It was 9th inning.
Listen,
go ahead and pimp
baseball
it,
has changed. There's pimping home runs in the 1st inning.
That's true.
You know,
God.
I mean, Winker hit a ball.
He's gonna get drilled next year for that.
He's
gonna wear one for that next
watched
year.
It. Tatis watches it in the 1st inning, lead off home runs.
Yep.
Mookie doesn't do it. He didn't do it yet, but
because he was so cold. Mookie just happened to hit the ball.
Right. Yeah, you can't be 3 for 44 and then hit a home run.
Back-to-back home runs, though. Yeah. Back-to-back days with homers for Mookie is a great sign for the Dodgers if you're on a Dodger future.
Oh, Chef Benny asked a really good question. Good to see you, Chef B. Is there anything better than watching sad Philly fans?
No, I'm not. No. Okay. You're enjoying this a little bit too much, Mr. Pennsylvania.
I mean, I'm just asking the question.
Uh-huh.
Listen, the Mets position.
By the way, I'm way more afraid of Philly people than Detroit people. So, like, be careful. Be careful. I'm just saying, if I'm going to fear one fan base, I'm fearing the Phillies more than the Tiger fan base.
Well, I don't know. And Tiger fans,
I've seen them both, but
they get you. I don't know. Plus, they're in your league. The Philly fans are in the National League.
Right.
I feel like we're watching two different
playoffs,
2 different series, right? 2 different playoffs, like really between the Phillies and the Mets,
right?
And the Guardians and the Dodgers. Very defensive, very low scoring. Even the Yankee games have been low scoring, late clutch hitting. And then you watch the circus that is the National League West.
Yeah. Well, hold on before we do that. A 6 seed is now beating a 2 seed in all 3 years of the wild card series in the NL. Rest does not help the 2 seed in the National League. 3 straight years.
Which is ironic because the people that are crying about how it's set up and it should be reseeded, they're beating the 2 seed. They could be beating the 1 seed too. Like the other side of the brackets have lost as well. The 1 seeds don't get there either. I think it just goes. I don't think it has anything to do with the rest. I really don't.
I do.
I think it has so much to do with the pitching and
the rest.
How the rest can't help you set up the pitching So you have an inherent advantages beyond me. It's impossible to me to have a bullpen game for the Dodgers, a 1 seed. It's impossible.
Yep, but they won it 8-0.
And the Phillies didn't. I mean, you can say that right now. The Mets beat the Phillies at their game. They took down their 4.
Mm-hmm.
They won a series in 4. This one going 5, though, B-Roll.
Cease did not look good last night, and they pulled him in the second. Could he pitch in game 5?
Yeah, obviously, Schild has done, I think, a really good job of managing pitching and innings and stuff for San Diego, and he's got a bullpen that he 110% trusts. That felt like a quick hook.
Right, it did.
But with a purpose.
Of like, hey, game 5, I might need you. So let's get you out. It's like a side session. You pitched less than 2 innings.
Right.
So let's get you rested. And then if game 5, we need you, we'll throw you tomorrow.
Maybe. I don't know. I know it happened so fast. I didn't even, by the time I got to the game to watch it, he was already out of the game.
Right.
I was like, what the hell just happened?
Mm-hmm.
I had to go back and rewind it and see. I don't know. A lot of content people. We had everybody on the show yesterday on Sports Grid. Everybody had the Padres. Everybody talking about the Padres and their tickets on them to win the NL pennant.
Oh,
and
really?
the tickets on them to win the World Series.
Great.
And I'm going, oh Lordy.
Yeah.
They needed to win that game. But right now it's Dodgers versus undecided. Undecided pitched a shutout last night.
Yeah, they're going to need to do. The Padres will need to do to whoever the Dodgers throw what happened to Cease. Like they got to get him out of the game fast, get into the bullpen, get a lead, quiet the crowd down. I mean, it was 3-0 fast, and then that 2-run home run made it 5-0, and everybody in that park knew it was over. Like that was it.
It is so funny when you get texts from people that are fans of the team and how quickly they go, it's done.
Yeah.
But
I'll bet the Dodgers game 5.
And they knew the second that the ball went over the fence for Lindor, they're like, the Phillies are done.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
and
dead.
I told you that last game. This series, though, I think we'll have a classic tomorrow. An absolute must-watch. Single, standalone, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. Just absolute gem of a game.
It's -140 for the Dodgers.
They don't even know who's pitching. How do you make a game 140 when you don't know who's pitching?
135 in Vegas.
Yep.
142 at DraftKings.
Right.
I'll be on the Dodgers just to hedge off of my 5-1.
Yeah, I was up this morning looking at the Dodger prices. I was going to buy the Dodger prices last night because I thought if they win, they'll probably win game 5, and then I'll be completely screwed because I just need one of the big markets out. The worst scenario for me is the best scenario for the networks, the Dodgers and the Yankees. I don't need no Dodgers and Yankees. It will be great as far as baseball fans and the cities and the sport and all that other stuff. I want one of the little guys to get there. And not that the Mets are little guys. It's also New York City. But the Mets on that side of the Padres would be great. And give me any one of them AL Central teams, baby.
Absolutely. Isn't that – sports fans are so funny. Like, so I tweeted out this morning. I missed it a couple of days ago, but Baylor Sharman, the Creighton first-round pick for the Celtics, hit his first 3. He's 1 for 9. He hasn't played well.
Mm-hmm.
Fans in Boston are calling him a bust. He hasn't played
now.
Yeah, kid hasn't played a single game yet. He's not going to see He's not going to see the court this year. He's on arguably the best roster in the NBA. He is a role player at best. He is a roster filler-outer, if you know what I mean. He's just on there. I think it's so funny that like sports fans nowadays, everybody thinks that they're like a talent evaluator. The kid's played 3 preseason games, and I'm getting people in my mentions on Twitter going, "He's a bust. They should have taken Filipkowski." Like, what are we talking about? So he played well, and then he had a shit career in the NBA. Like that would be a good thing. Like it takes time to develop. He's playing. It means nothing what he does. He's not going to see the court this year. If he plays a lot, there's a big problem. Celtics are having a big problem. It's just weird. Sports fans in today's world, it's like, I don't know, too much PlayStation.
Too much PlayStation, too much social media, too much. I don't want to say too much involvement in things that you shouldn't be involved in, but like I just noticed from coaching, like I used to tell the parents and I told the kids, like the game looks so different from the other side of the fence. You're making judgments and evaluations and have no idea what the hell's really going on. Like let him be ML Carr and sit on a bench and wave the towel and get in garbage time.
Right.
And learn. Like what he's a bust. Whoever said that is a bust.
It's just Patriot, Red Sox, Bruins, just Boston people. It's just they listen to the Boston media like the Boston media knows what they're talking about. And they're like, oh, well, they have a microphone in front of their face. They must know what they're talking about. It's like, no, are they coaching? Like, it's just funny. Like, as I've gotten deeper in the last 7 years of being on the content side as sports betting, sports gambling is such an interesting thing because you says to me years ago, like you guys would watch shows and listen to radio stations or whatever. And you just shake your head and go like, do these guys really think that they know what they're talking about? Because the number is this. And so if the number was that the power rating, there's different, like who's right and who's wrong. And like to talent evaluate a kid who is, he's 24 years old. He's playing in the defending champs. He's with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and like all of these high profile players. And he's this kid from Western Nebraska who is coming in to play basketball in the, with the Boston Celtics, one of the most storied franchises. He might be a little nervous. I don't know. He may take some time to get comfortable just a little bit. Like he may need some time to develop. Like, can we get the kid just a little bit of a break? He's not supposed to be Larry Bird. Okay. He needs some time.
Well, that's what I mean. The expectations have just been beyond ramped up for everybody where like, and then when a guy like Brock Purdy, who gets drafted last, right? Like, oh my God, this kid can play. Like, look what he did, but he has a pass because he was drafted late. Like, I mean, if you get drafted in the NBA, that's a gigantic career thing.
It's a guaranteed contract. It's a guaranteed contract too.
Guaranteed deal. Like, okay, so yeah, I don't know, T. Wally. I mean, Boston fans are rough, but fans are rough in general.
Yeah, but this is Jeff Benny's right. Boston sports media poisoning minds. It's true. It's he's absolutely true. He's absolutely right. It's amazing. It's like the Celtics are the defending champs, and it's still not good enough.
That's the thing. I mean, that's what I say. I go on shows in different places. I'm like, man, you hate your team when they lose, but you hate them more when they win. It's bizarre. What's wrong with you? Like, enjoy. They're picking apart this. They're picking apart that. They won 69 games or so, whatever.
Yeah, can't be a pom pom waiter. You just can't be.
You can't be a pom pom. Actually, being good. Like
no, can't enjoy sports. Like Fitzy says it all the time whenever he comes on here. But him and I talk offline all the time about it. That you're not allowed to enjoy sports in major market media anymore. You're supposed to you have to be negative. You must be
anymore. This is the way it was 30 years ago.
Yeah, but like when you win,
you were discouraged.
It's harder when you win, though. It's harder to be the negative Nancy when the teams are winning. Like the Celtics to pick apart something with Boston. Like, here's the problem. They won it last year, but did they really? Their path was too easy. So how good are they really? Yeah. Like what? They won the championship. Yeah, but was it a real championship if it wasn't that hard? I don't know. You tell me. Did they raise the banner? Are they going to put it up, coming up next week? Is it banner 18? Well, yeah. Is there an asterisk there? Well, the path was too easy. We're still on the path. We're still talking about the path.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Like, this is dumb. You got to win it a second time. Tatum, you have one, Jason, but you got to do it again now. To be really considered.
You kind of hold the Chiefs to that standard.
They've won two. What do you mean?
Good.
They got to win. I've said that
you won't call them a dynasty ever.
Yeah,
and they are
3 and 4 years. No, not yet. 3 and 4 years. That's where my standard for the get goes. 3 and 4 years. They win it this year. Dynasty, 100%. 3 and 4 years.
This stuff is everywhere. I just saw Lena Scrimmage came into the chat and said this stuff is everywhere. It's not like the reactions in Toronto over the Leafs shutout loss or level-headed. Can you imagine? Apoplectic. The Leafs lost to the Canadians. The Canadians have been playing the Leafs tough for 30 years. And the Canadians actually have a team that we'll be talking about
even
probably all season.
Pedro in Brazil knows negative cells.
And
He's
chaos
right.
sells, Matt. A teacher in J school told me years ago.
Yeah.
Love it, Pedro. Good to see you on a Thursday.
But that's
down
true.
in Brazil.
But he's absolutely right about that. But I learned that watching Mike Felger, when I've told this story before, but watching the way his rise in Boston about being a guy from Milwaukee who literally made his entire mark of just being as negative about everything as he possibly could. And Boston sports fans ate it up. They loved it. It's the masochistic Puritan nature from New England. It's all about the origin of hating yourself. People from Boston generally have this weird culture of hating ourselves for whatever reason.
I got time for that no more in life. I really don't. I just
win, celebrate. And Fitzy, that's why Fitzy is considered like a pariah in Boston, because he actually has fun. He actually enjoys watching his teams. He actually has an emotional reaction when his team wins. He's actually happy about it. It's like, wow, we won. This is really fun. And they're like, yeah, you're just a fan. It's like, how did that term become derogatory?
I know.
You're just a fan.
Yeah.
But do I know more than most fans? Well, yeah. Are you tapped in? Do you talk to people? Do you talk to coaches? Talk to administrators? Talk to GMs? Well, yeah. You can't be a fan? Then what are we doing? Why are you in the media? I've always asked that question. Why are you in the media? What brought you to sports if you don't love sports?
But asking it, it's a very similar kind of thing in the book. You're not allowed to be a fan. Like, you can't really cheer, but you can love sports to get in it. But once you're in it, it beats it out of you. And then, like, when your team's playing and you want them to win, but the book needs the other side, you can't really root. So it becomes a little bit of a distance. But that's why I love what we're doing now, because I can wear what I want, root what I want. Have fun. I love sports. Always have. I got into the media young and was told all of the things that you're saying right now. I'm like, what the hell am I here for?
Right. Like, what brought you to the career?
I come and sit in this press box and watch these Pirate games, hoping they win every time. So I go in the clubhouse. One, it's a way more pleasant experience going to ask Jim Leland questions or Andy Van Slyke questions when they win. And if they win, I get to keep going to the games and they get to the World Series or something like this. This is great. Why would I root for them to lose? What's wrong with you, Pete? I don't know.
It happens all the time. I mean, it's the Patriots won 6 championships. They played in 10 Super Bowls, and that wasn't good enough. Belichick was a problem. He had to go. Brady was washed up. Get him out. It's like, you guys happy now? You happy? You see what you got now? Last 2 seasons? You enjoying this? You having fun?
You know, that's the sharp sign this week.
Patriots, hell yeah. Line's down. Line should be down. We'll get to it in a second.
Ain't playing. Drake's playing.
Yeah, we'll get to it. The Jets announced this morning that Nathaniel Hackett is no longer calling plays. It's now Todd Downing.
Who is this?
He's called plays for the Titans. He's a former Titan play caller.
Is that good?
Who knows? This is the most bizarre thing ever. Why is Nathaniel Hackett on the roster, on the coaching staff still? Why? Like, if he's not calling plays, what's going on? Supposedly Aaron Rodgers was, quote, he understood when he was told this was going on. But nothing fundamentally is going to change, really. I mean, Aaron Rodgers does not want their offense to become a modern offense. He is not comfortable with shifts in motion. He does not want a lot of pre-snap movement. Aaron likes his offense. So this is just who's calling plays. It shouldn't make that big of a difference.
It does, though. Like, have you ever been in or on a sideline or watched this process? Like, it is very important who's calling plays. Like, I think you can't lessen the fact that, like, who calls the plays kind of controls the success of your team. Like,
in a lot of ways,
it's a big deal who tells you what to do. Now, it could be a group thing, but someone has to call the play.
Be right. Who's the person that's pushing the button to pull the play? Which really it's Aaron, right? I mean, Rodgers is the one who's calling the play at the end of the day.
I guess, but like, there was a saying in the book, and I learned it years ago when I went to Curacao. It's all about the guy in the chair.
Mm-hmm.
He used to say it all the time, and I didn't understand it right away. And I was like, oh, so what I'm doing over here while you're in the chair making it 3.5 or 4 is more important than what I'm doing here. I mean, I'm telling you what I think, and then you're deciding whether I'm full of shit or not, and you don't want to move it, or that bet came across doesn't mean anything. You get to decide it. The guy up in the booth or on the sideline telling the quarterback, calling the play in, it's a very important job. What are the Jets doing?
Don't know. That was my point yesterday. It's an absolute dumpster fire. I mean, it's a complete mess. It's such
being said, they'll probably win.
Well, the number is now up to 2.5. Monday night. We go into 3.
Let me quick refresh right now. No.
It's another road favorite in the NFL. We got 10 of them at the moment.
I dropped that in the Bettis video this week.
Nice.
On the Bet Rivers. I said, yeah, my guy told me there's 10 home dogs. A lot of 2.5s, P-Rob.
A lot of 2.5s. Some 3s now, though. 3s are popping. So we're seeing some movement to 3 on this.
We'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow's moving day.
And some games coming down on this. All right, how many teams from the NFC North are making the playoffs in your mind? Here are the 4 teams in the NFC North. This is the top division in football at the moment. 3!
Yeah.
So only one other wild card is coming out of the other divisions.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. One team out of the South, right?
Okay. Wins the division, right?
For sure.
Yep.
NFC West, do you think 2 get in? I think the division winner gets in.
Obviously.
I mean, the only other question is...
So you're telling me that there's no...
Is the other one
NFC
is coming
East,
out of the South or the East?
So there's only one other team besides who wins the East. It's only one team making it. So it's
In
Cowboys, Eagles, or Commanders, Cowboys, Commanders, Eagles.
Correct.
So either the Commanders, Cowboys, or Eagles are missing the playoffs.
The Vikings, Lions, and Packers are all making the playoffs.
Wow.
Sorry, Bears fans. It's a nice start, 3-2. I don't think.
Well, I get that, but I'm more surprised that you're saying out of the NFC East, Commanders, Eagles, Cowboys, one of those teams will not make it.
Right. Yeah, they're going to beat each other up. Like someone's going to have too many losses.
Couldn't this happen? Could the North cannibalize itself? Could that happen too? Could the North beat each other up too?
Yeah.
So if it's going to happen with an NFC East cannibalization, couldn't this happen too in the North?
Yes. I don't know. First thought when I don't know. Type it in the chat, boys. You can put a number in the chat. 3 if everyone is healthy. Daniel G says. Which 3 here? Vikings, Lions, Bears for Sonic.
All of them?
Vikings, Lions, Bears.
Oh, Packers miss? Whoa.
Yeah.
Really? I don't know about that.
Football Guy 97 says Eagles are frauds.
So Cowboys and the
figured out.
Commanders are getting in?
Be Cowboys and Commanders. Wouldn't that be something?
Oh, my. Oh, my.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Does the South get the other team in?
Well,
Rams aren't making it, and the Cardinals aren't making it. And I don't think Seattle's making it. So if San Francisco wins that division, I think that's the only one that gets in.
Okay.
The Seahawks got to win tonight.
They
this
do.
is going to go south bad.
They do. I agree.
But
first-year head coach, I agree.
Right. So the only other option is what? Atlanta, Tampa, Saints, which, let's be realistic, 1.
A wild card couldn't come out of there?
Could, but they got to win 10 games.
Easier division, easier games, easier schedules.
Oh,
Lions have a hard schedule.
Right.
Yeah. Packers miss Atlanta and the Bucks. But they can still make it. Atlanta and the Bucks can both make it, and all 3 from the North get in.
Yeah. Oh, no. All 3 wild cards are not coming from the North.
No, but I'm saying you have 2 wild cards in the Bucks. That's 3.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's possible. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's possible Packers could miss. You can have 2 wild cards in the Bucks out of the North.
Yeah,
that's
fine. Yeah, that's what I said, that they're getting 2 wild cards. I think that the division winner and 2 wild cards come out of the North.
I don't know. I know 1 is. I don't know if 2. We'll get 1 wild card. I don't know if we're getting 2 wild cards out of the North. That would be wild to watch. Same question out of the AFC West. They have the 2nd most wins so far. KC's 5-0, Denver 3-2, Chargers 2-2, Raiders 2-3. Can Denver make the playoffs?
Yes. Yes, they can. With that schedule, they can.
Be wild.
With the start that they've had, this is, I don't want to say a playoff game this week because it's too early in the season to have playoff games. Right. But they're playing the Chargers this week.
It's a big game.
They go 4-2. The Chargers go 2-3 with a loss already to them in the division. That opens it up.
Right.
If AOC comes for the Raiders and beats the Steelers, I'm really going to be bummed out on Monday.
So they've announced AOC is starting quarterback. They have not traded Davante Adams. Now, could he play?
Next week, right? Next week. If they're going to trade him, it's next week.
The bye?
They're on the bye next week, right?
I think so, yeah. Hold on, let me double check on that. I think
Hold
that's
on.
right.
Let me double. I got it here too.
Raiders.
No. Raiders play at the Rams.
The Rams, then they play the Chiefs. Then they play the Bengals on the road. Then the Dolphins on the road. The bye week happens between the Bengals and the Dolphins game in November.
Was the change the quarterback from play or from injury?
Well, if you go back and remember what happened with Davante Adams last year with that show on Netflix, he essentially got AOC the starting job. He likes AOC. So I wonder, when I saw this morning, I went, huh. Well, last year he orchestrated AOC to start because Adams has a better rapport with him and he feels like he gets the ball more often.
Oh.
So is this a way of trying to placate Davante Adams and say, look it, because there were comments that came out of the Raiders yesterday that said, hey, he's not gone. He's still here. He's still a Raider. So until he's not a Raider, he's still a Raider. So I don't know. A part of me goes, could Adams play? Like, could he play on Sunday? Oh, he announced not playing. Okay, so he's not playing. Okay. So, I don't know. I mean, I wonder what happens with this Raiders team if Adams sticks around for another week, another 2 weeks, because I think they get wrecked by your team. They can't score. AOC sucks.
Steelers should have won that game Sunday night. I felt like they gave one away. I mean, Dallas went and won it. But I mean, holding the lead the whole game.
Yeah, but you got a quarterback and you have wideouts. You have weapons for Dallas that AOC is not going to have. Okay. Brock Bowers is fun. I like Brock Bowers. I think it's going to be a very good piece for whoever the quarterback is next year.
Yeah.
They don't have a running game to speak of. And if you can't run on the Steelers, you're one dimensional. Yeah, if you let TJ Watt put his ears back and go after the quarterback, he's going to murder the guy. I don't think the Raiders score more than 10 points.
Yeah. We'll see about that. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. I just saw it executed at home against Dallas. I thought the same thing. The defense played well enough to win and then just couldn't stop them at the end. And the offense didn't get 24. We got to get 24. Got to get 24. Find a way to score more points. They get so conservative on offense and do the same crap. If they let the Raiders hang around and they come to the desert and give another game away, they ain't going to make the playoffs. And the Raiders aren't making the playoffs. I don't care if he comes back or not. The Raiders aren't making the playoffs. So I don't know. If this move is disguised as an injury move with Minshew, it's one thing. If he's benched because, there's a problem and he can't perform the job, or there's a problem in the locker room, they're going to get crushed. Steelers should win this game. Easy.
I would agree. I like the Steelers. I'll be on the Steelers this week a lot. So I just want to read this real quick. I guess the starting five just dropped on Netflix, which is the NBA basketball show that was about last year that every Celtics fan's been waiting because it's LeBron, it's Tatum. Tatum wanted to be a part of it, so he's on it. He was asked about all the media members picking the Mavs to win the NBA Finals. He said, I didn't know if they were trolling or they really thought that the Mavs are going to beat us, but I guess it felt good to be the underdog. First time in a while for that.
Wow.
I love this team. I love this team. They are on, sorry, Will, they are on the biggest fuck you mission this year. This is a team that won a championship that still has something to prove. They're still mad.
What are we talking about Celtics for?
Because I'm so excited for basketball. I'm so excited for the Celtics season to start.
No one else is. Relax.
Oh, that's not true. There's people who are. Absolutely. NBA. We talked about it. It's football and NBA. It's the second most bet thing. People are extremely excited to bet NBA basketball. They can't wait.
The narratives are better than the games, though, sometimes.
In a lot of ways, that's true. But that's the NBA.
And the social media is good. The show's probably great.
Oh, I can't wait to watch it. Starting five is going to be awesome. I cannot wait to see. The NBA season's back.
Nick, Tom, good to see you, sir.
We're playing basketball.
Basketball.
Let's go.
We're playing basketball.
It's all good. Speaking of the Patriots in Boston, Nico Collins is not going to play. IR for Houston. NFL's leading receiver, huge weapon for this Texans offense, is not playing. He's out for the next 4 weeks with a hamstring injury.
Yep.
Texans down to 6.5, Dave.
Yeah, a couple places moved it, but a couple places moved it right back to 7, even money up top, which means you only have to lay to 7 with no juice, just to test the waters. Is that a big deal?
No.
For
Texans long term,
Texans,
it's absolutely
a big deal, right?
Yes, it's not for this week. It's a lot. Look. There's been the Patriots have done this once. You want to talk if Fitzy's on the show on Monday? If the Patriots beat the Texans,
oh god,
Fitzy's on the show because. I mean, like,
all right.
The amount of excitement that will be pouring out of Patriot fans. Bishop Many +7, lock it up.
Lock it up. That's +7. Lock it up.
There's just been so many straight up victories, and the 16-2-1 number for teams 6 points or greater favorites in the NFL this year through 5 weeks is dumb. It's an incredible number, and the Texans it would be so like the Texans, who famously went to Foxborough wearing Letterman jackets for a big team building situation, and the Patriots literally took that coat and shoved it up there,
Whoa!
And crushed them. It was called it's been talked about for years by Patriot fans as one of the most embarrassing performances by a team trying to walk in for a playoff game, and the Patriots literally schooled them. The Texans have been the little brother. They've been Foxborough South for a very long time. Look at all the coaches that they've hired. Look at all the players that they have signed. The number of former Patriot coaches, Bill O'Brien and the like, Romeo Crennel and the like, go down the list of the number of players and coaches that were being part of that franchise. Nick, what I'm forgetting about the GM that's down there. I'm blanking on the former Patriots GM was on the GM of that team.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm forgetting the guy. The GM of the Texans right now is from New England.
Oh God,
it's unbelievable. The number of people connected to the Patriots with Houston is awesome. It's incredible. So if the Patriots beat Caserio, thank you, Deuce Daly. Nick Caserio, thank you.
Nick Caserio.
I knew my Patriot people would help
Thanks,
me on that. I mean, this is the team. This is literally the Patriots don't have many little brothers. That's the Jets. But the other little brother besides the Jets is 100% the Texans. So them showing up here for everyone's missing the point. What I love this. Everyone's like, this is a bad start. This is a bad spot. Don't do this. This is a Texan team. Their defense is tough. Everyone's forgetting the point that the Patriots have an ego complex over the Texans. I actually I talked myself into this last night. I actually kind of like the spot now. I didn't like it before. I like it now. I was like, I actually kind of like it this now because we've owned this franchise for so long. This franchise has tried to take so many different players and tried to hire away coaches. This is the biggest wannabe pretender franchise to the Patriots in the NFL. They're so desperate to be the Patriots, and they've won nothing ever. They couldn't do it with J.J. Watt. They can't win it with, now they've got a second-year quarterback.
J.J. catching strays.
I mean, J.J., he couldn't win there. It was J.J.'s idea to go to that playoff game wearing those Letterman jackets. Team camaraderie, let's walk in. And then they they wear the same colors too. That's a great point, Jeff. Red, white, and blue.
Don't egg this behavior on.
It's true. It's so true. So look, the Texans could go in there and blow the doors on the Patriots. It's very possible. They should. They're way more talented.
God, I hope so.
Defense. It's very possible. But I'm just saying this. Come Monday, I told you this with the Bengals for months. I'm telling you right here with the Texans. Don't pick this game in your survivor pool. Don't do that. It's a bad idea. Take it. Even betting the Texans, laying 7 with the Texans is a bad idea. 16-2-1 ATS, 6 points or greater. It's a road favorite in Foxborough. In a place where the Texans don't play well. It's going to be a lot of hype. It's going to be a lot of hype in that building.
Oh,
Just telling
Nick
you, for
Tom,
Drake May.
Nick Tom, don't
suck.
fall for
Drake
it.
may suck. Okay, Drake may maybe
no.
lose it with the football and throw 3 picks and get sacked 18,000 times because the O-line sucks for the Patriots. Just telling you, I'm not going to be surprised if they win this game. I'm just telling you, not going to be surprised.
Pull up Nick Tom so that people can see it because it's pretty good. His avatar's amazing, Calvin and Hobbes. Nick Tom just talked me into Texans. Matt, great handicapper, but when he has a heart play.
They both don't suck. The Texans don't suck. I disagree with that. They're 4-1. They don't suck. They got legitimate. They got legitimate aspirations to win the whole thing. I mean, 100%. They have legitimate aspirations to win the whole thing, and it's
winning
fair.
It ugly, winning it different than they won it last year. If they're
Texans,
it's not fun to watch their games.
I mean, look, Nico is a huge loss for that offense. Isn't it? It's a huge loss for the offense. Not having their best wide receiver is a gigantic deal for a team.
Everybody just kind of goes, "Oh, he's a wide receiver." Okay,
but it's combined with the injuries at the running back position.
Right.
It's not just Nico Collins being out. They can't run the football right now because they don't have their backs. Joe Mixon's still hurt, so he might come back this week. But if they can't use the running attack to set up play action to hit Nico Collins, I love Tank Dell. He's tiny. He's a Mighty Mouse guy.
Oh,
he is. He's little. Tank Dell's little. He's like 5'11". He can fly, but he's little. So you're missing your big play wideout. Nico Collins is great. Not having him for 4 weeks is a significant blow. They got to play. This game's going under. This is an under. It's a dead under game. Dead under. Unless Drake May somehow throws the ball all over the place or gets picked off 4 times.
I sent the under into the Bettis show. It's pretty good.
I like the under. It's a dead under. That's a dead under game to me. But the game with the Raiders and the Steelers is 2. They're both dead unders. So
football.
Yeah, I just they're throwing. They might be, but they might not be. And here's why they might not be. Because if he has the team, all reports out of New England is that Drake May, the team was getting pissed off at Jacoby Brissett because they were watching May in practice and they were saying, why is Jacoby playing? Like, why is he playing? He's not good. Play the kid. The kid's better. So when the locker room starts telling you, the players start going to coaches and say, you're making us play football with one hand tied behind our back. Like, if we're going to lose, let's go down with the guy who's better. And so I think May's got some moxie in that locker room. I think they want to play with him. They want to play for him. And I think for one game in 1 week, that might actually help at home. Because over in London, what's that? I mean, that's his first non-home start will be in London next week.
That was way too much Patriots talk.
Tonight,
the rundown, please.
49ers are banged up. They're laying 3.5 at Seattle. Both teams are off of a loss. For Seattle, they're off of 2 losses. Dave, this game is crazy. Seattle should win this game.
They're dogs.
I know, but they should win this game.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're at home. You have so many injuries for the 49ers. I mean, I can't wait to see who's playing and who is not because the laundry list of questionable and doubtful is enormous for the 49ers.
Yeah, the kid texted me for the pregame show tonight. I'm like, do you know who's playing yet? I said, I don't know yet. I texted him earlier. I ain't got nothing. I don't know. We'll do the show. I ain't got no strong feelings about one thing or the other. The lean is that San Francisco is going to win, but I wouldn't lay 3.5. I don't.
They've lost both road games. They've lost both road games already this season. The Niners.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they're 0-2 on the road, and we're going to go lay over a field goal in a divisional game where the Seahawks have one of the best home field advantages. They're 2-1 at home, and the Seahawks are desperate. They just lost 2 games. Look, I know what the Giants did. I know that was embarrassing, but this is a bounce back spot. I mean, Niners win by 3. I think the hook matters here.
It wouldn't surprise me if the line was 2.5 the other way. It wouldn't surprise me.
Okay,
like it wouldn't. I'm really surprised this is over 3. And when I'm surprised it's over 3, that usually means they win by 7. I'm telling you,
who wins by 7? Niners.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
It feels like we're dangling that 3.5 out there to get you. I don't know.
To bet the dog, you mean?
Yeah, they're trying to lead you to the dog side.
Okay.
I mean, that's why it's 3.5. Nobody's taking it though. Nobody's taking it. Have significance. Nobody's
their starting kicker is out. Their starting running back is out. Their starting defensive tackle is out. Their starting linebacker is out. Their starting running back is out. Like, it's 2 starting running backs. Elijah Mitchell and CMC are out. You've got a backup kicker who's going here today for San Francisco. You've got injuries to guys like Fred Warner and guys with George Kittle. Like, it's just like there's so many injuries for the Niners. Yeah, it's Brock Purdy. Yeah, okay, you still have Ayuk. You still have good weapons. But this is a night game in Seattle where they absolutely have to have it. This could be their season tonight.
It's give the kids an instant poll. Put it up right now. San Francisco -3.5. Seattle +3.5. Who you got? If you're watching the show, which we have triple digits of people watching the show, hit the like button on the way out while you're here. Please, who are you voting for? I mean, the poll's going to come up here in 1 second in the chat. You're watching the show live on the YouTube. You can see it. Vote right away. I just voted. I love these things. We'll keep that up for a little while. You guys go in there and vote. Check the chat. I don't know. I think the public side is going to be the Seattle side.
Wow.
And again, that doesn't mean it's wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that in Seattle?
Seattle. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. They should win this game.
They've lost back-to-back games. Is this because all the ESPN bet guys like Seattle?
I don't know. Find out
because they all do.
We'll find out who the Walkers like too.
Here's the real question. Total's 49 for a Thursday night football game.
I know.
This
with
is
all these injuries.
This is
and all this other stuff. I know.
49. It opened at 48. It's been bet up. It's gone up since opener.
I don't know. I can't believe this is over 47.
Right?
47's a number for me.
I agree.
27-20. Somewhere in that neighborhood, San Francisco wins.
Tease this bad boy.
Oh, here he goes.
Tease this bad boy. Pull it down.
Surprise. The least surprising thing is that P-Roll has a teaser tonight for the Thursday night football game.
Pull it down, baby.
Stay tuned for Bet It or Book It, where he divulges what his teaser is.
Yeah, most of them know already, but
okay.
If you've been following along at all, you have a pretty good idea of what I've teased this game too. So,
it's Gino's birthday too. Thank you, Pedro.
Oh wow. I don't know. Pull it down to 43 and bet over.
Pull it down to 43 and bet the over. Okay.
So if you like 47, I agree. 46, 47, 48. Those are the numbers I kept on coming back to in my head of like, okay, both teams score 20. Yeah. All right. So we're at 40. Niners by 7, 27-20. Yeah. 47. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how I think you're right. I think San Fran by 7 is really possible.
Yeah.
So 27-20 final.
When I look at it, that's what I see. But I'll be watching Yankees Royals.
I'll be watching this game. Coastal at JMU, baby.
You're lying. You ain't going to be watching it.
I'm watching this game. I'm fired up to watch this game. I can't wait to watch this game.
Really?
I've been betting JMU all year.
They've been good.
This has been they've been okay. I mean, I was on Monroe last week. They lost outright to Monroe. I took the 16.5 points on Monroe last week. Monroe beat them 16.
JMU lost outright?
Straight up outright. Yeah, 16-14.
Oh my. After
crushing North Carolina. But Coastal can't play defense. This is a track meet it's going down. I can't figure it out. Why is the number going down? Why are we at 59? Both these teams can score 40.
It's 61.
What? It's back up big time. It was 59 this morning. Okay.
60 is the only one left in Circa.
There's 60s.
61.
I see 60s everywhere. South Point 60. Circa's at 60. DraftKings at 60. Offshore's at 60.
Yeah, I don't know.
It dipped down and went right back up.
I didn't even know this game was on.
Oh, good game, though. It's a fun game. Let's go. Coastal and JMU. Down. I'm on JMU, though. I already laid 9.5. So
good luck, sir.
Down to 9. I like JMU by 10. 40-30 final.
40-30. It's an odd score. How the hell do you get 40 in football?
40 field goals.
That's a lot of field goals, sir.
A lot of scoring
Hard to
drives.
get 40. Think about that. How many times do you get 40? It's 41 or 38.
Right.
Usually when I run that number.
41-30 then. Go 41-30.
41-30. Okay.
With that.
JMU -8 here in PA right now.
Wow. Big money coming in Coastal. All right. I'm not really against that.
I got nothing.
It's going to be fun. Oregon, Ohio State. Could this game be like Bama and Georgia? We have a home dog in a top 5 game. Just saw this. Different teams, but we just saw this.
Does this mean we're talking about it today and not tomorrow?
We're doing both. It's the biggest game of the weekend by far. It's
right.
big,
okay, so we will mention this tomorrow, right?
It's bigger than any game in the NFL. This is the biggest game of the weekend.
That may be the truest thing that you've said yet today. And you said a lot of good stuff, but that right there, this game is Georgia, Alabama. Absolutely. Will it look like Georgia, Alabama? God, I hope so.
Wow. One team
that was a great game.
One team goes up massive, other team comes back.
Oh, I don't know about that. I want to see it all. No, I don't think. You think this could go that way? I think they trade scores.
I don't know, but there's 2 wild trends here. First one in favor of Ohio State. Since 1990, home dogs are 19-53 straight up and 29-42-1 ATS in top 5 matchups.
All right, so for those of you listening later, that's 19-53
straight up.
Straight up. That means they've won 19 and lost 53 of the 72 games.
And they haven't covered either.
And then, again, for those of you listening, so you can then go back, and if you're listening on 1.25, that's great. But if you're not, that's fine. 29-42-1 against the spread for the home dog. So don't give me that, you got to take the home dog crap, because it doesn't work. Matt froze. Matt's frozen. Snap your fingers.
I'm back.
Snap your fingers. And you're back. Okay.
I know I'm frozen when I hit the next cryon. It doesn't go. And I'm like, I froze because it wouldn't pop up. So the other side would be Ohio State has lost 4 of the last 5 games in top 5 matchups. Ryan Day needs to win this game. Buckeye fans don't think he can do this.
With the situation the way it is in college football, it's not the end of the world for the team that loses this game. Now, in the fan base's eyes, it might be.
I agree with you.
But both of these teams will still be in a very good position, being where they are in the Big Ten, as long as one of them doesn't get blown out.
Well, yeah, because Georgia,
Ohio State walks in
and destroys
Oregon. That's going to set Oregon back a little bit further than if they battle and Ohio State wins a close game.
It sends a message.
If Oregon destroys Ohio State, like Ohio State loses by
Ryan Day may be left in Eugene if that happens.
It's going to be a problem more in Columbus than it is nationally, but it's going to set them further down in the rankings. I think we get a really good game. I cannot wait. Clear the calendar out for Saturday. I don't think there's any baseball.
Night game.
There could be a game.
Austin Stadium, rocking atmosphere.
It's going to be so fun.
And again, it's a Midwest team heading west. To a West Coast environment that they've never played in before.
Son of a bee.
Never played in before.
There's another team doing that too. East Coast team going west.
Oregon and USC are home dogs on the same day for the first time since 1991. It's been a long time since we've seen this, with USC and Oregon both being at home on the same day, both catching points. USC hasn't won a game as a home dog of 5 points or more since 2016.
Tell them again.
Penn State is laying 5.5.
Tell them again.
USC
I want this game. I want this game bad.
As a home dog of 5 or more points since 2016. Penn State is laying 5.5, and James Franklin has been a road cash cow.
Oh, baby.
Penn State is 14-4 ATS in their last 18 road games.
God. You're giving where's the bad stats for the Penn State?
There's none.
The bad trends?
There's none.
Find one.
There's not. They're all good.
Dude, it's all good. This is terrible.
It's your guy. James Franklin is cover Charlie. It's what he does. He goes out there and wins.
Line's already down to 4.5.
Where?
Here, Vegas.
Really?
4.5, Circa 4.5. Superbook. Yeah. 4.5, 4.5.
That's a head fake, is it not?
God, I hope so. No, I don't think so.
That's a head fake. They're going to come back and hammer Penn State.
The limits open up today. The limits open up. There's limit play. The limit play. Doesn't mean it's going to win.
Right.
But I know who, they love them. They love them in that situation. This is a terrible spot for Penn
Is this
State.
The same as people taking Michigan when they played USC? Is this the same thing? When USC had to go on the road to Michigan, it's the same thing with Penn State going on the road to USC? Take the home dog because the team's playing in a place where they're not used to playing?
You just said it. You said it to about Ohio State playing in Oregon. Yeah, it's the same. It's a very similar. Yes, it's a very similar pattern.
So there's 3 games that all fall into this window. Ohio State's at Oregon.
Yep.
Penn State's at USC.
Yep.
And Minnesota is at UCLA. They're all favored. All Big Ten teams.
How bad is UCLA to have Minnesota be favored at UCLA?
Well, if they lose this game, it would be 5 straight games at home. It would be the first time in 30 years UCLA has lost 5 straight home games.
See, that's why I love this show. Because we're talking about Minnesota and UCLA. And if anybody else talks about Minnesota and UCLA,
people will do. It's fine. People will do that. Yes, they'll talk about this game.
Just mention that you heard us on this show talking about this.
I just think there's a trend here that we've been waiting for. This is when we were talking about the new look Big Ten. We were talking about the new teams coming into the Big Ten. Yep. This was the weekend that I circled going,
right.
Okay, we got a bunch of Midwestern schools going out to the West Coast to environments that can be difficult to play in. I mean, Oregon is a bear to go play on the road. UCLA is not hard, but it's not that easy, and there should be a decent crowd there for this game. USC at times can be really hard to go play at night, to go play in the Coliseum at night. So now we got Minnesota, Penn State, Ohio State.
They're playing an afternoon game, though. It's a 12:30 start, Penn State, USC.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. So it's a game, whatever. Sorry. So it's a day game, but still, tough place to play. I'll be very curious to see how this. Well, that's actually bad for US. I don't know. 12:30 Pacific time. You said 3:30 Eastern. Better for Penn State's. That's better for Penn State's body clock than it is for USC's body clock. That's interesting that they put that. That's not good for USC. It's better for Penn State.
I was told by our sometimes producer, friend of the show, Dan Alexander, newbie, that Minnesota not beating USC, this was a night game.
Okay. So then it didn't happen.
It kind of took the luster out of this game.
All 3 Big Ten showing. Jeff Benning, your Big Ten slip is showing. Going in and banging.
Michigan went to Washington and got beat.
Yep.
The teams, it's not easy. All 3 aren't winning. I'll say it right now.
All 3 could lose.
They're not all 3 losing.
They all could. All 3 could lose. So right now, all 3 could lose.
Wins outright.
Yeah, it could happen.
It could, but I'm
probably the most concerned about you. I'm probably more worried about UCLA than I am anything else. That's probably the game that I feel the most worried about. UCLA sucks.
See, I think they can. I think they're live.
Why? Because they won last week against USC. You have a high Minnesota team come back down to earth.
I think the line's inflated for fake reasons. Like
Big Ten teams crossing two time zones are 1-7 in their last 8 games.
I guess. I mean, that's 2 time zones. That's not good.
It's not good. It's unique.
It just sucks.
Penn State's playing their first game outside the Eastern time zone in 15 games.
I know.
Been 15 games since they played out of the
flying
East.
In today. I mean, they're flying in on Thursday.
And they're going to the Pacific time zone, not just going to the minute. 1 or 2, 3. We're going 3 time zones. Like,
how many dogs win? Type it in the chat. How many
outright?
of those 3 dogs win outright?
2.
Yeah. You saying 2?
Yep.
I say 1. Ohio State wins.
I like Oregon. I'm not touching Ryan Day in a big spot. No way. We are losing.
You talking about the Royals, JC from K-State? Can't wait to meet that kid in person.
Two dogs lose. Minnesota wins.
JR 33312. Minnesota wins. Wow. Okay.
Well, that's I mean, they should win. Minnesota should win. UCLA's awful.
Right, so 2 dogs lose. So UCLA loses in one of the other one.
UCLA wins, Penn State wins, and doesn't cover. Ohio State rolls.
I'll sign for that parlay right now.
Ohio State rolls Oregon. That is such a big indictment. Oregon
on who?
Good. On Oregon. You can't get blown out by Ohio State. This is what you play big time football for. You got to net your place. How many times has Oregon people said we play neutral field games, we get beat because we have to travel, they're closer to them, we go to the Sugar Bowl, or we go to, places in the Midwest, or we go out east and we can't travel as far, or our fan base isn't as big. They're in your building. You can't get blown out by Ohio State. Oregon can't get blown out. This is a big moment for the program. Dan Lanning's got to show that he's got this, that he can contend with Ohio State and Michigan in the Big Ten. This is a huge game for Oregon. Huge game.
My brother Doug said if I get any Ohio State hat ever, he's going to disown me. And I love my brother Doug, but if Ohio State wins, I might have to go get that V hat. Look at this, JR 33312, Johnny Parlay. Bleed scarlet and gray. Picking Oregon to win. OSU won't be ready for the travel and the late time zone start. Wow, you're a wet blanket. Johnny. I got to go see Johnny. I don't know what Johnny's doing now. The Aviators are done. So his part-time, his gig at the ballpark is quiet. He's probably working the Knights games now.
Couple of more. Vanderbilt, if they win at Kentucky this week, will be the first team ever to win straight up in back-to-back weeks when they are 14-point dogs or more.
Win outright?
Outright. If they can do it, they can beat Kentucky. Just it's too much of a party atmosphere. The letdown after Bama.
How in the hell do you
get
up again like that?
That's a problem, right? I mean, I think Vandy has the talent to beat Kentucky, but I don't think in the spot they'll beat Kentucky because they've been BMOC for last week.
Man, oh man, I think I'm with LL. Kentucky's defense is legit. I think it is. You could eat all the Blue Chew you want. You could take all the Viagra you want. I don't know how you get up after beating Alabama at home and carrying the goalpost down the street and dumping it.
Because Diego's legitimate. That's how. I mean,
Diego is. I know, but they got to score
a lot, and it's tough to do that as Ole Miss.
The game will not look anything like the game against Bama.
No, it's 45-35. No, or 40-35.
40-35.
Yeah,
it wasn't. No.
Wow. No. We talked a lot about the East Coast teams going west. How about a West Coast team going east? Cal is at 5-0 Pitt. Pitt's laying 3.5. It's in 2010 when Cal is on the road as a dog directly after playing a home game. They're 5-34 straight up.
Pitt's winning this.
They're getting killed. Cal's going to get killed, especially because the way they lost that game last week to Miami. Talk about having a tough time getting up. That's about as demoralizing gets. You're up 25 against a top 5 team or top 10 team and you lose.
Yeah, I think Pitt wins this game. I'm really surprised the line's this low, though.
I agree. I don't get it either.
And so, again, that's cautious. There's times that the line is a certain thing like this because you need to see if they'll lay it. Usually you put a line up to see if they'll take it.
Okay.
But this thing's been sitting 3.5 and nobody's touching it.
Is no one paying attention to it?
Well, it's a very odd matchup, right? Cal going to Pitt. What in the hell would that even? It doesn't even like Miami going to play Cal. Doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So I think there's some hesitation on both sides, but my first gut instinct was like
Pitt.
This thing should be 4.5, 5.
Well, it's the same argument to be made about the East Coast teams going west. It's Cal going east to Pitt. I mean, how many times
12:30 Pacific start, 3:30 Eastern, so at least it's later. But
how many times have we talked about in the NFL West Coast teams coming east and what they've looked like?
Oh, that whole thing became nonstop forever.
So
talk about. we got to mention right now today because I want to make sure we 100% talk about it tomorrow. Iowa State at West Virginia. What do you think of that?
West Virginia, outright.
Thinking the same thing. Got to do some research on that tonight.
Outright. Yeah, look, Iowa State, I'm on their over win total of 7.5. They're 5-0. Okay. Like that was the preseason win total was 7.5.
Right.
They're 5-0. Are they this good? No. They walking in to Morgantown in a game that West Virginia really needs? No.
Okay.
Line's 3 for a reason.
Okay.
Yeah. Outright West Virginia. Way harder to go west to east than east to west. Agreed? I've done it both. So. I think you're probably right. Time zone wise, I agree with you. Yeah. Time zone wise, it's definitely there.
Yeah. I think so.
I agree with that. Time zone wise, it is more difficult. Okay. One basketball, then a couple of hockey. Liberty up to -6 against the Lynx. You said yesterday that number, the championship number, meant the Lynx were going to lose game 1. Yeah. Does it mean that the Liberty cover game 1?
Yeah. Is that tonight?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Why are they playing against the NFL? They could have played tomorrow. I don't get it.
I don't know.
We're trying not to let people see this at the end.
Pretty much.
Like you dominate all summer.
I know, but you got to realize it's oftentimes it's availability of the arenas. It's the availability of the broadcast window.
There is a full slate of like preseason NBA games.
Yeah.
So got to get all these games in. Yeah. What's the total doing right now? I just hit refresh. It's all the total's flying over. I guess the play is over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's up to 160.5 or 161.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, again, I haven't watched it in 2 weeks, but the first thought is lay it with the Liberty. Yes.
Okay. Hockey portion, boys. Bruins getting Swayman in the net tonight. Montreal's on a back-to-back. They won 1-0 against Toronto. How did the Maple Leafs lose 1-0 to the Canadians? What are we doing? Bruins laying $3 tonight. Principal play on the Canadians. Boston lost 6-4 in their first game.
I gotta be honest. I'm looking at the hockey board today for the first time right now. Why the hell is this line so high?
Because it's the Bruins against Montreal. We own the Canadians. The Bruins kill the Canadians. Canadians suck. They can't score. One of the worst teams in hockey.
That was last year.
Okay. This year they are too. The numbers tell you this year they're going to be 2.
I think Canadians plus 1.5.
All right.
I think it's a very close. This might go to overtime.
Let's see.
Canadians could win this game, no?
Of course. Yes, of course.
Why is it so Habs El Stinko?
They do. They stink. They're on a back-to-back too.
Play.
Let's see. If you want to take
it's only Boston just 110. Down in Florida?
It's -110 2 days ago. Yeah. It's not back-to-back for the Bruins. They had a day off. Montreal's on a back-to-back. They played last night, beat Toronto 1-0.
It's a short trip over. Toronto.
Yeah, 3-2 Bs is not crazy. Yeah, it's only -110. Montreal plus 1.5 is only -110.
Play. That's the play.
Not bad. What happened to your team last night? Got smoked. 6-0.
Those of you that follow the show, again, thank you. And I love Pittsburgh and I love hockey, but that song yesterday got me so excited. And then I watched the first period and I went, it's the same old, what are we doing? Like, it wasn't a great day for hockey. It's not going to be a great day for hockey in Pittsburgh this season very frequently right now.
Back-to-back at the Red Wings. Dog. Bad. Housed again. Jari is terrible. That is true.
I just the bad goals just killed it.
Jari is terrible.
I mean, I'm not even playing, but like I used to sit on the bench when a goalie on our team would let in a bad goal, and you can literally feel the air get sucked out of your equipment. You're just like, man, this guy ain't gonna stop nothing. Like, what do we got to do here?
Yeah, like Corposalo for the Bruins,
right?
In
You're
night
just
one,
like, God damn! I got to block every shot. I got to this, and then a
Tigers Red Wings parlay, a T and R parlay.
That's pretty solid. 3-1-3 parlay. Yeah, I mean the Red Wings win, but this will be the game. Like, will they bounce back? I mean, I haven't looked at the goalies yet. We got to start that. I got to get these baseball playoffs locked down and just get these positions so I can really start watching hockey.
One more before we let go of the replay, folks. Game of the night: Stars at the Predators. Who wins?
You mean Utah and the Islanders isn't the game of the night in the NHL? What are you doing right now?
This is an awesome game. I can't wait to watch this. This is if you have ESPN Plus, this is an awesome
this
game.
is going to be good.
Awesome game to watch tonight.
I don't know. So many people love this Nashville team.
I agree. Give me the Dallas tonight.
I want to see this.
Stars.
Let's
go.
Yeah, this is a stay away. I don't think there's an edge or I feel strong.
Yeah, it's a big learning game. I agree. You're going to learn a lot in this game.
We need to learn.
See what these guys are going to look like. I agree. Awesome game, though. Can't wait to recap that coming up tomorrow. Guys, if you're with us live, don't move. If you are watching replayed on Sports Grid TV,
it was
listening
Prime Thursday, but Joe wasn't here.
Joe didn't show. Sorry.
Vegas got Joe.
Picked him up. Bonus time for the rest of you starts right now. Under game, but won't bet it. Fair. I wouldn't bet it either.
Joe's okay.
It's fine. Can get you. It can. Vegas can get you. G2E can get you. A lot of handshakes.
It's too many.
A lot of handshakes. A lot of people. A lot of highs.
I love bringing them in for the hugs. They get all.
I only do that for our boys.
I know. With the non-huggers, when you get it, like I do it for everybody, so they know. But like the non-huggers are very uncomfortable.
Yeah. I'll do the bro hug, the side handshake,
handshake, and a clap on the back.
Yeah.
A little one of those.
I do that with people that we are tight with.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm shaking your hand. It's just hi. How are you? Good to meet you. Good to see you. How are you?
I did some handshaking yesterday.
Yeah.
If I don't go in for the hug,
hi. How are you? Yeah, it's a little like, hey, how are you? Stay standoffish. You stay on your side of the town. I stay on my side of the town.
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? Joey. Better to book it. All right, I got two bets going for the college game. I like JMU tonight against Coastal.
I'm just saying book this on principle. I have no idea. I didn't even know this game. I saw this on the run. I'm like, what is he talking about? I have no idea.
Oh, so fun. Coastal, this is a great game. Kidding me? College football on a Thursday night because the NFL game might suck. So this is going to be great. Split screen it, watch college. And so, I mean, I need to make a request for YouTube TV. I need JMU Coastal. I need baseball and I need football. Now, I know Amazon is controlling football, so it makes it way more complicated, but you got to give me at least baseball and college football tonight. I need that. I need that split screen.
Is YouTube watching the show?
No, I'm just we're on YouTube, but we're on YouTube. So maybe their trick algorithm can hear it. And when people want to watch both college football and baseball at the same time, like, please give me both. So I can, I'll put on my computer, I'll watch the Amazon game on my computer, and then I'll watch the games of baseball and college on my TV. Like, please just give me that ability tonight, please. Better book it.
I'd say book it. I said on principle.
Over 60.5 JMU Coastal. I don't get the move to going down. I don't understand this move. People paying the under.
I'll say bet this one.
Don't get this. This game's going over.
I want to shout out Anime Mixtape. Love the Daily Juice. Been riding since last year. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Excellent.
That avatar is creepy as fuck, dude.
What is that?
It's a clown of some sort. I don't know what it is. It's a clown.
I don't know. The little one's into the anime, and I don't really understand all of it. Like, she'll show me stuff, and I'm like, I just don't know. Maybe that's something to do with the anime.
I don't know. Baseball takes priority. Well, of course it takes priority for you. Yes, JMU over. Yes, we're going with the over for JMU. Absolutely, 100%. Right. Oh, it's Pennywise. Okay, thanks, Addison. Knew you'd know.
Any kind of questions we have like that, we ask that wrench.
Yeah, he knows. He knows. Seattle plus 9.5, over 43.5.
Oh, there's a surprise.
I want to take Seattle. I think you're right about the Niners winning by 7. It's the same thing I came back with. I was like, man, this feels like a touchdown win for the Niners. And I want to get over a touchdown because I think Seattle can win this game. But I don't. 3.5 is a good number. It scares me. If it was 3, I probably feel way more comfortable with San Fran.
Right.
3.5. I like Seattle, but I don't love Seattle. I want more points than that.
I mean, the bets have been what? You're
5-3.
slightly. Okay, so we're still over 500. I don't know. Seattle plus
under
9.5.
Under 43.5. I don't.
With all these injuries, that's the sweat side, I think.
I don't think so. I think the sweat side's going to be Niners by 10. That's my worry. My worry. I think we're seeing points. I mean, you just look at the way these teams have played and what they've done so far this year.
No, P-Roll.
What?
Silly. It's a Thursday night game.
But just if you go through just the way these teams have played, 24 points getting up last week against Arizona by the Niners defense. They gave up 13 points to the Patriots. They gave up 27 points to the Rams on the road, 23 points to the Vikings on the road. They're 0-2 on.
Now, what are you blaming this freeze on? Snap your fingers, clap your hands. Snap your fingers, clap your hands.
There's no
back, Jack. There he is. Okay.
This defense is not the same defense. This is not the same San Francisco team.
It's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Seattle's defense gave up 29 points, I think, thanks to a blocked field goal, but they gave up 29 points to the Giants.
Yep.
Without Neighbors.
Yep.
Seattle's defense isn't very good. They give up points.
True.
So I just think Geno's got they've lost back-to-back games. It's a first-year head coach, prime time divisional game. Like, haven't we seen this before where you don't lay points on the road in a prime time divisional game? Yep. Team traveling, West Coast team. I mean, Niners are really hurt. Seattle's defense is banged up. You're right, Covey. There are big injuries. 2 linebackers, a safety. There's injuries in Seattle, absolutely. But McDonald's good. I mean, they got a defensive-minded guy. So I think you'll probably figure out a way to at least slow down the Niners a little bit. But San Fran scores 25, 27, 28 points tonight. It's going to come down to how many points do we see for Seattle. And I don't like this Niners defense. I think Seattle's going to throw. I think DK has a big game tonight. Metcalf's big.
I'll say book it because I'm worried about the total. I'd be very surprised if it's a double-digit win for San Francisco. Very surprised.
On the road.
Yeah.
I mean, look, maybe this is a week for the favorites, but
the total may get you. I think the side you're good.
Couldn't slow down Detroit. Nope. They can't sign anybody. So, Jimmy, I haven't looked at the props yet. We'll do that later tonight. We'll do that for the live stream later tonight. I'll give you the props later, but I don't know. Metcalf at 65.5. Yeah. He get that one play. Be one pass play for Metcalf.
If you guys are still here and watching the show, put your favorite prop in the chat.
Yeah, they got my God. No, it's true, Covey. I give it. We know how these games normally go, but the fact that books started the number at 48, like 48 is on a Thursday, and then it went up, not down. It went up.
Yeah, I don't know.
This game's going to be. We've seen. Remember last Thursday, what happened? 36-30. Okay.
Yeah, that was with offenses, though.
These are offenses. These are quarterbacks. Brock and Geno, wideout weapons. DK Metcalf and Ayuk and Kittle and who's all backups? Not on offense, not backups.
San Francisco, no.
It's their defense I'm worried about more than their offense for the Niners.
I guess.
Got to throw the ball. Juszczyk's banged up. I get that. Warner's banged up. Their defense is banged up, and they're giving up points. So I'm super excited. It's you and Wetzel tonight, right? On Sports Grid?
No, tonight's the pregame
show. Okay, that's right. Yeah.
Pregame football show. So it's me and Kaufman and Casey and Tom Vecchio.
Okay.
We'll be on Sports Grid there.
Sports Grid, yeah. So it won't be Wetzel. He's asking about Wetzel. So Wetzel won't
tomorrow.
be
Me and Wetzel.
Tomorrow's you and Wetzel for that.
Tomorrow,
so favorite thing about today is what?
So yesterday, running around like crazy, right? We have a couple meetings. We do the show. See, I don't know. You walked. I mean, I had to literally put my head down with you because you're dumb. Like, we're never going to walk through this place.
We're trying to meet somebody. It was like, stop. I was like, jeez.
You're like, you can't keep saying hi to people. I'm like, they're saying hi to me. I'm sorry. But so in the midst of all that, I got to meet, and she called herself this, Chicago Kristen. Chicago Kristen is here for a couple days, business related, work related. I didn't ask all the details, but it was a little bit of both.
Right.
And her husband, Chicago John, discovered the show after we went to Chicago. He didn't get a chance to come see us do the show or meet us at the Chicago show, but he found us and he turned the wife on to us.
Beautiful.
And she goes, listen, I watched the show. I love the show. You guys are great. And I'm like, okay. And, in the course of talking to her, and then, John ordered a couple hats. He won a hat and he got a bonus hat for it and all this other stuff. We handed off the hats. And I said, what do you do? She's like, I'm a lawyer. I said, oh, that's good. We might need a lawyer someday. She goes, I don't do criminal. And I went, well, we just met. Like, what do you think me a matter of criminals? Like, what did that even mean? She's like, well, no. And it was a funny moment. But the best part of the story was she said, I turned you guys on to a couple guys that I know that are gamblers, lawyers and stuff. They love the show. They love the show. So much that there was a pause or a brief break in a courtroom. And the lawyer was sitting at the table while the judge was in between the pause. And I either said something about meat curtains or something, and you started laughing. And we had one of those moments. And this guy is sitting there watching and listening to us. And the judge goes, counselor, what are you watching? And he goes, oh, you're not going to believe this, judge, but are you into sports? Because I got these guys in Vegas on my phone right now. It's hilarious. It's a good show, and they talk about the games. The judge said, what's the name of the show? He said, Bostonia versus the book. It's at symbol Boston versus the book.
So good.
The judge started watching the show. So I want to shout out the judge, the lawyers, and everybody in the Cook County courthouse who watches and listens to the show. I was so excited. There's a joint there called The Barn. It's a hockey bar who we made some initial discussions with yesterday about bringing the show on the road to The Barn in Chicago. So just put that in the back of your mind. Wasn't Judge Smalls. Chris Otto. It was not Judge Smalls. Was not. But that was my favorite thing about today. A story, and I'm like, listen, the lawyers are listening. The judges are listening. This is great. Return trip to Chicago. We're on a mission from God again. We could do it, Whitrock.
I don't know.
Saw you there. We could do it.
There might
Detroit,
be something.
we might. Oh, man.
There might be something there. My favorite thing about today is that I love when people get caught doing things and then they try to act like they don't know it actually happened. Did you see what your wide receiver did?
Leave me alone.
So George Pickens last week had the funniest eye black ever. It's this new thing where you take the tape and it goes right and then you write messages on it. But now we're not writing like, like John 311. We're watching things like the Alabama kid says, kill fucking everyone is what he wrote on his. Now Pickens decides to write open fucking always on his eye black.
Didn't it say always fucking open?
No, it says open fucking always is what it said.
Fucking always.
So after the game, after the failed hook and lateral, Pickens was yanked down by his face mask and it looks like someone ran over to him and blah, blah, blah. Pickens, when he was asked, he said, it's just eye black. He answered no when he was asked about anybody getting mad, any blowback. The NFL come at him. The NFL is now expected to review Pickens' eye black for a potential fine because it is a violation of the league's uniform policy, which prohibits personal, unapproved messages displayed by players during games.
You know what my answer to that is?
Well, he was asked,
bro.
He was asked, were you unaware of the policy? He goes, never seen it before. Have you seen it before? So when it was pointed out that teammate Cam Hayward had been fined in 2015 for writing his late father's name in eye black, Pickens was dismissive. He goes, years ago when I wasn't even in the league. So nah. I want guys. Why can't guys write that? Always fucking open on it. Why can't you write that on your eye black? That's great.
I mean, you can.
Oh, they're worried about the kids. They're worried about the kids.
But you better be open.
Okay, fine.
That's right? Fair. Like you're just inviting.
That's fair. You better be open.
You're inviting a problem. Like, True. Hey man, what's that say? I've been here with you all night. You ain't been open
at all.
At all. You should hang a sorry, closed. Sorry, closed sign. I loved when guys would do that. I used to do that. I used to chirp and talk. I loved playing defense. That was my favorite thing to do. You're inviting the defender
to get at you,
to just tell you all night, you ain't been open yet. Don't do that.
Oh, it's so good. It's just in college.
Patriots, Belichick wouldn't allow that.
Oh God, no.
That's what I mean. Button up.
Is your guy in trouble? Is Tomlin? People are saying Tomlin might be in trouble because of this reason. They're saying they losing the locker room. People aren't. Inmates are running the asylum again. They're all running around like they did when they had the other wideout that was a problem in your locker room. There was live streaming stuff.
It's not good. It's not good. Like kids used to come in the dugout with us, like, and they would get out of the car and get in the dugout, and they would have like something done on their, and I'd be like, look, I understand. And then when they were young, it was like we had to let it go. But when they got older, I'm like, listen, you're gonna go out there with that big ass bow and all this other stuff and the things, and like that girl's gonna throw it at your hip
or your head.
Like, well, I was hoping not to head, but like you're prancing around, like inviting this. You better go 3 for 3.
Right.
Like get up there and hit the first pitch over the fence or hitting the gap, and then you can wear whatever you want.
Right.
You can't do this until you get there. When you start doing this, and you're 3-2, this might be Fields' last start. If things go a certain way, they're talking about here's Russell. He's ready. I don't know. What's George doing? He's wearing eye black that says always fucking open. Stop.
Or open fucking always.
Open fucking always. Whatever. He messed it up.
Right. You get the phrase right.
Open fucking always. What is it, Yoda? Speaking in reverse.
It's too good. I love it.
There is no try.
I saw it this morning. I was like, this is awesome. I was like, it's your team. It's your team. Like, this is too good that George Pickens is doing this. Like, he was supposed to be an unbelievable weapon for this offense, and he just really hasn't, unfortunately.
Why don't they throw him the ball more? I've been asking that question since he got on the field. I don't know. Are you always open? Why? If you're always open, you should catch more passes.
It's almost Steelers country. Let's ride. Or the word. I'm sorry, but what's it? Play for 7. Is that his new slogan for Pittsburgh?
I don't know.
That's his catchphrase. New catchphrase. It's play for 7 or chasing number 7 or something. I don't. It's really bad. It's just not. I agree. This is your last start.
All the Yinzers are coming here this weekend. They're all coming.
Justin Fields.
Thought I was going to get a break when all these Jagoffs left for G2E.
Nope.
Now the people are coming.
Yep.
There's a party at Circuit tomorrow. I'm going to go down. We're going to go down. You want to go down and meet all these Pittsburgh people? It'll be hilarious.
Let's go.
We'll be there tomorrow night.
He is Dave. I am Matt.
You have an announcement tomorrow, you think? Maybe.
I'm saying -120 on the no, but it's
son of a.
There's a slight chance that we could be making an announcement tomorrow. Maybe.
Don't make me go make them email them people. I'll find out.
Well, I'm doing that after the show. So
okay.
I'm already on that, but maybe tomorrow for an announcement. Could be fun. We'll see. Roll Call Friday happening tomorrow. Sorry for no Joe Brennan tomorrow, but it is a Prime Sports Thursday, Prime Time Thursday. Thank you for guys. If you're in New Jersey or in Ohio this weekend betting football, check out Prime Sports and what they've got, what they're offering for you guys in those states and surrounding states, by the way. If you want to jump into those states to be geo-targeted, go check out Prime Sports. He's Dave. I'm Matt. Back tomorrow. Roll Call Friday for a BBB.